Well, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, how you going? I'll look at the right camera. I've got about 4 in here. It's ridiculous. Actually,
Either
it's,
way, you're always on point.
oh, yeah, hey, yeah. Something like that. So it's Thursday. It's 11:30 a.m. here in Australia. It's 14:30 or 2:30 p.m. In New Zealand. I was going to say something. Yeah, the bottom of the hour. That's what I was going to say. Neil, how you doing, bro?
2:30.
Two. That's a Chinese dentist.
Look, I am. Well, the last couple of weeks, you and I have made decisions, and those decisions have just created excitement, and I'm still buzzing on that excitement. We moved forwards with something at the beginning of the week, and had a whole blast with that, and it's just I'm still on top of the world coming off of that because of what that's going to roll into
Yeah.
and out for other stuff. There's Dan Coots. He's already online. That a boy, Dan. Good to see you here, buddy.
It's definitely it's been momentous. I want to say momentous solely because momentum jumped into my mind. So I guess that would be momentous. I don't know, but I think what we've done in the last couple of weeks has been awesome. And what we've done in the last 9 weeks, if you include, I mean, this is episode 8, but if you include the preview, then we've done 9 episodes. So really, it's just over 2 months. What we've created, a little bit of buzz here with this. Obviously, we want to continue to grow this. We want to continue to shed light on the things that have been swept under the rug. And oh my God, there's been plenty swept under the rug we know of. But even recently, in recent times, is we sort of touched on a little bit last week. But tell you what, there's much more to that story that we touched on last week starting to come out. And if you're not sure of the story we're talking about the tragedy that happened in Queensland, or the story I'm talking about is the one with the tragedy that happened in Queensland. So there's certainly a lot more of that coming out. And what I want to say about that, Neil, is it's really quite interesting, is that in 1996, everybody was like, oh my God, it's such a tragedy and that guy needs to go to jail and da-da-da-da. They were very, very quick to convict our mate that probably didn't do it. According, looking at the transcript of the interview, he didn't do it. But this time, I noticed something very, very different. Maybe it's because we've got social media. It's right at our fingertips. But the sense I get this time is that most people aren't believing the bullshit story that's been put out by the media. So we're definitely in changing times.
Yeah. And I, Twitter's certainly broken off the shackles with that sort of censorship. There's a lot of
100%,
stuff
yeah.
coming out there now.
I saw something really funny this morning. Before we go any further, I'm not going to interrupt. I'm going to let you finish that thought. I just want people to let us know how our sound is balanced. Let us know because we want to make sure that you guys can hear us. So Neil, sorry, carry on.
Yeah, no, it's all right. I've noticed that my signal's cutting in and out a little bit too. So I'm sort of missing a little bit what you're saying. Whether I need to sort of shut down some of the stuff on my laptop.
That's your old age starting to kick in, Neil.
I'll cut that out. I'm still only 35, bro. Come on.
Beautiful. I love it. So the thing I saw this morning was really quite funny. It turned out that Elon Musk paid more for Twitter than the FBI did.
Was that like, what's it, 44 billion or something? Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's what he paid for it. Sorry, I couldn't figure out why I didn't have any sound, but I've got it sorted now. Maybe they could hear it, but I couldn't because it wasn't in my ears. Yeah.
I guess that's why. Elon Musk gets to unplug unplug all the bots, all the censorship, and let it run free. But I guess as well, Twitter's certainly coming well out from under the rug, aren't they?
Well,
with all the stuff that they're exposing.
So much declass coming in that declassification of information that it really has been. And I mean, they've proven now beyond doubt. And if anyone is unsure what we're talking about, look up Twitter and then go to Twitter and then look up the Twitter files that Elon Musk has been dumping, and he's been dumping these every week for the last 3 or 4 weeks. And the information that's coming out is quite extraordinary. I mean, they've proven beyond shadow of a doubt that there was interference at a governmental level in the 2020 election in the States, which we knew anyway. Well, the people that have their ear to the ground and actually realise and are aware of what's going on knew anyway. I mean, there's a lot of people that go, oh, no, it was legitimate. Fuck yeah, it was about as legitimate as the Pope not being a pedophile. Oop, did I say that out loud? Sorry.
Whoops, oops. I think too, Twitter's just the first one out the block, so to speak.
Yeah,
And I think
absolutely.
we're going to see
Yeah,
some of
Facebook was
these
the
other
same.
massive platforms.
We'll probably get cut off
Yeah,
for
yeah,
Facebook soon.
oh yeah. Oops.
Yeah, whoops. Whoops.
Can you kind of get a rubber? Can you kind of get a rubber and you can get a rubber and just rub that out, sort of thing? Ah, no,
No,
bugger it.
it's
It
it's
is
it's out
what
there
it
for the
is.
world now. But we're not saying anything that's not true. Of course, we need to we need to frame this up, guys. Anything we say here today is our opinion. You should go and do your own research. Yeah, backside
And
covering.
it's not hard to do. It's not hard to
No,
do.
no, it's easy.
You shared something on Facebook this morning, and I made the comment. It's like we've been blinded all our lives,
Yep.
blinded on every aspect of our lives. It's like, and as more and more information comes out, it's like I'm waking up more. And so today's bit of information was another awakening.
Yeah,
Is it called?
absolutely. Yeah. It's something that actually it occurred to me in some of the research I was doing while I was imprisoned in a hotel in Sydney at the start of 2000, because obviously I was researching for quite a specific purpose. But I realized then, and the research that I came across helped me realize that anything that's man-made is not above man; it's below man. We sit above it in the pecking order. So if we want to talk about God or the universe or whatever you want to call it, I call it the universe, the total power, the whatever. It doesn't matter. I call it the universe. But if we talk then about God's laws, because I'll use that as an example, because that to me is a universal law. Don't hurt anyone. Don't kill anyone. Don't steal. Right? These are universal laws. These are God's laws. If you want to put it into that context. Nowhere does it say you must stay in a hotel room because this person says you so. If we go in that order, that hierarchy, that pecking order, it's God, man, man's creation. So anything that's man's creation is below us. And if we realize that we are man, woman, right, of flesh and bone, we're not a person, which is what, if you look up Black's Law's Dictionary, and you can do this, it's available, Black's Law's Dictionary will show you that a person is a legal entity. It's not me. It's not the physical flesh and bone man or woman. It's a legal entity. So it's not you. It's the straw man that they've created for you from birth. That person is subject to those laws, but you as a man or woman are not. That's a lot for people to comprehend, because that's how we've been living all of our lives. That's what we're taught from the time that we can speak. But it's not true. It's a story. So this is why, and I'm going to come back to, I've said something on one of our shows. I'm sure I've said it on one of our shows. If I haven't, I've said it plenty of times from a platform or wherever around the world, is that we're actually getting dumber as a society. And that's not by accident. That's by design. And I say this because 100 years ago, in high school, they were teaching Latin. Now, in universities, at varsity level, they're teaching remedial English. You can't tell me we're smarter, because we're not. The fact that we are trapped by language, and it's legalese, right? We talked about legal then for a second. It's legalese. We're trapped by language. If you don't understand language, and I wasn't an English scholar at school by any stretch of the imagination. Everything I know now, I'm self-taught, right? If we understand language and verbiage and the way in which it's used, the syntax in which it's used, that's the order and sequence, then we're free. Because you soon realize that those man-made laws are below man. They're not above man. They can't be above man. You don't have any master. You are your own master. And this is what people need to realize, because that's
So if we're going to simplify that,
yeah,
right?
do. Please. You're frozen.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. See you now. You're moving.
Well, I mean,
Hi.
so it's the difference between understand
Ooh,
and which is understood,
and
we're
comprehend.
under yeah. But so right now, you just take the word understand and just change that to understand. So I understand. So it's like when you internalize that, your body and your own internal mindset will tell you whether what's being said is right or wrong,
Yeah.
or good or bad, or where you need to be. And it's like when you listen internally, then you know what's right, and you don't need to understand. And that's been drummed into us
Yeah.
since
Very much.
we were born. That's meant to be understand and going within.
Yeah.
That's probably really just the crux, but that's just the surface of it. But
It is.
if you just go into your own space and understand everything that's going on.
But but it's just highlights, that language is what traps us. It's no wonder they're
Mm.
dumbing us down because they don't want us to understand how language is used against us. There's double
Yeah.
speak. I mean, if you look at and you'll have seen this. There's a couple of videos online about this. If you go to the Justinian Deception on YouTube, there's a great video about this, and it's about the coronation, the Queen's coronation, going back to 53 or whenever it was. I think it was 53. Yeah, that was when her coronation was 53. She became queen in 52. So her coronation, she gave a speech to all of the Dominion, right? All of the Commonwealth countries, and she pledged in all. No, she pledged in sincerity. Did she pledge in sincerity or insincerity? I mean, people go, "Oh, of course, she pledged that she was in sincerity with the country," but was she? And that's the bone of contention there with that particular video in the Justinian Deception, is because did she? They deliberately use doublespeak to confound people, to confuddle, to confuse. Because if you're confused, if you're unaware, you're afraid. If you're confident, you're not. They don't want you confident. They don't want you thinking for yourself. Oh my goodness.
No, well, that's. I think everybody is awake and aware to a lot of that deception now, or definitely
like
people
so.
that are that follow us and are our friends and stuff like that. And most of the people that are on here now are awake to that. You're talking about that specific reading that she did, and I would imagine back then, would you say 54?
It was
We
50,
didn't have
53.
tell
It was during
lie
the coronation.
vision then.
Oh, yeah, no, it was
Yeah. So we
televised.
did,
Oh no, it might have been radio.
right. So
Might have
it
been a
was
radio broadcast.
well. Either way, it was still a lie, wasn't it? It was the way it came out, what they said, and what they actually meant. The energy behind what they said was a lie,
100%.
or a misconception.
Yeah. It might have been specifically about Australia, that particular one, actually, because I'm sure the video goes on to say about how she can't help you. Like there's a whole heap of double speak within the speech. It's very interesting, and I recommend everybody go find it and watch it, because it'll be eye-opening for you, particularly if you're from a Commonwealth country. If you're not, then maybe not so much. But even now that we're kicking that can, let's have a look at that. The US, supposedly independent, but hasn't really been since 1871, has it? Why have they got British Law Association? Like what does the bar stand for? British something? I can't remember. But they've got the Bar Association in the States. Well, that's a United Kingdom thing. That's a British thing. What's that doing in the States if the States are independent? More questions?
Yeah, but is that are you talking about London City, like the or New York, or the Washington DC? These are all countries within countries,
Well,
just
DC,
named
DC's a country in and
in a
of
way.
itself. But see, DC is supposed to be the military of the deep state, right? The Vatican, the religious, and London, the money, right? That's supposed to be how that all works. However, in the US, 1776 was when the US gained their independence, right? However, in 1871, there's a whole heap of shit happened. You know this stuff, and I'm sure there's probably a lot of people who do know this stuff as well. But in 1871, something else happened, and all of a sudden they've now got the British legal system in the US. Well, if they're an independent country, that can't be true. That can't be right. How is that possible? Well, it's possible because it became a corporation owned by the fucking crown.
if you're going on and basically what you're just saying a minute ago, and where we kind of started into this little rabbit hole, a little bit of the rug, um, if you look at those countries that these leadership centers are, so-called dark state, deep state leadership centers are, most of the people, if not all of the people in the education systems within those countries have dumbed us all down. And I think that's with the whole education system. So
And what's in
if
the
you look
water?
at all of those countries and the regions around them, we are probably some yeah, we are probably some of the most dumbed down people on the planet. And although we don't think that, we're not led to believe that we are. But the language that's used on us is so deceptive, and we're just
Really?
so out of touch with really how it should be. And when you think about understanding and then going to understanding, so many things, if it doesn't sit right, if it doesn't sound right, doesn't feel right,
It's probably
they've
not.
done their best to make it sound right.
Yep.
Yeah, they've done their best to make it sound right and fool us that it sounds right. But in reality, it's not. And it's dumbed you down, dumbed us all down. But that's crumbling and falling apart now as we speak.
The good,
And,
the good
that
news.
kind of brings.
Sorry, Karen.
Yeah, no, you had your. I'll pick up. You carry on what you're going to say.
No, I was just going to say that
The good news.
eh?
The
Man,
good news. You were going to say the good news.
there's a delay here between us. It's not good. So the thing with that, if language has enslaved us, which it has, then language can also set us free. So if you understand, I'm going to use that. I like that. If you understand that language is the key, and it's not just the key to your freedom, it's the key to unlocking this too. 100%. Everything that you do, we are where we are right now in life as a sum result of the things of the thoughts we've had and the actions we've taken. That's got us to this point in time. So if we start to have different thoughts, i.e., change our language pattern in here, then we can change the outcome physically where we are as well. Bob Proctor knew this incredibly well. The late Bob Proctor, if you're not sure who he is, he got really made famous from The Secret. He was already involved in the law of attraction sort of thing before that. But it actually goes further, and I don't know if we've spoken about it or not. Neil, you remind me if we have, about the book of Thomas, the Gospel of Thomas. And it's been deliberately left out, this part of the book of Thomas, or it might have been the whole Gospel of Thomas, been left out of the New Testament. Why? Because it literally gives you the instruction to have anything you freaking want in life. Anything. That's what the law of attraction is based on. And it says in the Bible, I can't remember exactly the scripture, but it says, there it is. It's asking it is given. Right? Asking it is given. That is biblical. Asking it is given. But it doesn't, they deliberately leave out the instruction, and there's a video on the Book of Thomas or the Gospel of Thomas on YouTube that you can find as well, but they deliberately leave out the instructions. And the instructions are really simple. Emotively feel like you have already achieved it. That's the basic instructions. It's simple. And that's why you're told, that's why every personal development practitioner in the world will tell you to visualize your end result. Put yourself in that place as if you've got it now. How do you feel? What are the sights and sounds? What are the smells? They tell you that on purpose because that is the missing ingredient. And if you embody that, if you really feel it, I'm starting to feel it now. If you really feel that, you will have that result. That's the missing piece. That's in the Book of Thomas. They left it out. Why? Because they want to keep you trapped. Sorry, a little rant. Well, I'm not sorry. I'm present. I'm here with you. This is stuff that needs to be out in the world. It's one of the reasons I've been woke up again. Thankfully, I did.
Wow, you just got so much. The energy is building and building and building.
We're coming to a crescendo now.
But I mean, more and more people are waking up to this.
Yes, absolutely.
We haven't seen it. It's probably been deliberately that we haven't seen it. But even the populace of China is gaining more and more momentum, and people actually waking up to the deceit that's been going on over there for 60 to 70 years. So where I was sort of heading to, and where I wanted to sort of go a little bit with the people waking up, is there's a new documentary that has just been released over the last 24 hours out in New Zealand called Silence No More.
Oh, is that the one you sent me this morning?
And yes,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
it's only
watch
24 minutes.
It's only 24 minutes. Oh, well,
Yeah.
I'll watch it when we're finished here. Shit, should we play it now?
Yeah.
No.
Well, yeah, it's just people speaking the truth, and the awakening, and it's all around, you know, the JAB, what's happened there,
Oh, the
and
I thought you
and
said
just how
JOB then
that's
for a second. I was like, yeah, just over broke. And then it registered that that's not what you were talking about.
well, I mean, that we used to use that a lot, but I mean, it's much worse than that now. I mean, people aren't just over broke
No, they're
because
just
of
about
this.
broken. They're just
It's
about
like
broken.
the, yeah,
The jab.
and that's just so sad. And yeah, just try not to say that. And sort of, I wonder why our connection is not so good. Is because we're probably on Facebook and they don't like what we're talking about.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I probably didn't
Yeah,
change
so
the latency to what I needed to change it. But anyway, we're here. We're doing our best.
yeah,
We've got 15 people watching. Shout out to everybody that is watching us. Thank you. Let us know in the chat. Let us know in the chat where you're watching from. That'd be awesome. We love to see interaction in the chat. And if you're liking what you're hearing so far, just give us a few hearts and let us know. And then maybe share it.
yeah.
I don't know. Up to you. Carry on, Neil. I'm so good at interrupting you. Sorry.
Well, can we put? No, but that's how we roll. You know, I mean, it's like if there's things that I say that spark something in you, then I'm not going to hold you back on that, because the knowledge that you've retained in there is everybody needs to hear. Everybody needs to know it. And that's kind of how we rock around.
Brisbane,
Yeah.
Sydney, love it. You're right. So thank you.
Yeah.
Sam Carger, one of our big players on Wednesday, eh, Neil? Was it Wednesday? No, it was Tuesday. Far out. I'm getting my days middled up.
Yeah,
Michigan.
You know, also you know, this is definitely a global family.
Yeah, definitely.
A global tribe. You know, that's what it's all about. This is and we want to do this. We want to grow this and grow this and grow this and grow this. You know, because if we can be helping, or if we're helping with part of the awakening, which ultimately is the quicker we get everybody awake, the quicker we move into the lifestyles that we all want and have dreamed about having. And there's the golden age that we're all talking about.
Totally.
Driving a spray rig on a cotton farm west.
I'm adding that. That's cool. So shout out to you, Luke, because that's awesome. Look, there's no excuses, guys. This guy's out them and spraying cotton. And he's still watching. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. That's cool.
You know, that reminds me, and it brings back a fatherhood thing. You know, we would, and the song and the words probably have all the blimmin' wrong all the wrong words for the wrong meanings. But whenever I was driving up to Auckland and had the girls in the back, we'd all start singing, "Gonna jump up, turn around, pick a bale of cotton. Gonna jump up, turn around." The girls in the back would go, "Oh Lordy, pick a bale of cotton. Oh Lordy, pick a bale a day." But man, there's some great movies that happened out in the cotton fields in the back of USA in the days of slavery, and one of the greatest songs, one of the greatest songs that come out of that was the song "Amazing Grace."
Oh yeah,
and the
absolutely
power
beautiful.
behind that. It's like, wow. So yeah,
often sung at funerals, like the one in January in the States, in DC. Carry on. So if you're not sure what we're talking about, then go and have a look at Joe Biden's inauguration. It's more like a funeral. In fact, it is a funeral. It has 3 volleys fired, which is for the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. It wasn't an inauguration. It was a funeral. Anyway. Hey, we got 17 people on. That's a good number. Thank you very much.
Yeah. The being our official 8th episode, is there some sort of prize that we can give away today? Is there something? Can we do something? We got anything to give?
Well, not yet. I haven't finished my book. I can send them my book once it's finished in January.
What about a package of something.
Well, what have we got? Tell me. I'll follow your lead.
Well, we're just creating a new platform to lead people into the future in the world of their dreams.
True.
2023. We're creating a tribe of people around that.
So what you're saying is potentially we could give away a ticket to our event in January. In February. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I think so.
Or
And
what? 12 months community support group. What would you like to do? You let me know.
I think coming to a live event with you and I would be fantastic.
Cool. Merry Christmas to you too, Julie. Awesome.
Yeah.
So then,
Yeah.
what are the details, mate? How are they going to win this? How are we going to choose?
Well, that's something that we can decide in the next half hour, I guess. Someone that comes up with one of the something that we've said that something that's come out of one of our mouths that kind of resonates with us, or
it can be from any episode too, by the way.
Shared, yeah, or somebody that's shared and tagged us in under the rug, and,
hey, that's a good
and
point.
what you get out of it.
Yeah, you know? Awesome. That's it. That right there. That's it. So for anyone that's watching today, if you want to share it, tag us on Facebook. Okay, so share this on Facebook, tag us, and just say what you've got from it. We'll judge the best one and pick one. Yeah, is that a good idea? I was actually looking for my Jeopardy music, but I haven't got it on here.
Yeah. How does it sound? Just tell us how it sounds.
Yeah, how do you think that guy's is? How do you think that guy's is? Oh, you're good at English, eh? How do you think that sounds, guys? I cracked myself up. See, guys, you've got to be able to laugh at yourself. If you can't laugh at yourself, you can't laugh at anything. Never take life too serious. No one's getting out alive. Well, not in this meat suit, anyway.
We'll put the link. I think we can put the link to that doco that's just come out. I think we can put it in. It's a BitChute. It's on the BitChute channel.
We can put it in the description, possibly.
Yeah, can you take it, because you've got the controls at your fingertips? Can you take it?
I can't do it yet. I have to do it after.
And paste it into our chat?
Well, it's not... yeah, hold on. I can if I go to the... Wait on. Copy link address. Come back into here. Somewhere in here I have a live stream going.
So it has gone viral. Just released and there's, for those of you that are New Zealanders, for those of you that love the New Zealand All Blacks, and everybody here knows the New Zealand All Blacks, one of the injured is one of the All Black sisters. Go and watch that. Plays and has a predominant, is featured regularly in this, so it's pretty massive. So
at least I think I saw that. Not that I've watched it yet.
It's gone viral globally, and it's been posted on some of the big platforms around the world. So, it's about
the truth's getting out.
Yeah, the awakening. Everybody's waking up, and the more that gets out there. So certainly go and watch it. And share it with those that you love. Yeah, that's what this is about. Everybody needs to see this stuff.
Yeah, 100%. Now, look, guys.
Man, we're freezing a lot.
Yeah, it's very glitchy. Maybe you've stumbled across Neil and I for the first time because, it's because the first time we've done Under the Rug on Facebook. We usually stream onto YouTube. And next year, this is the last episode for the year. And next year, we're going to stream onto our Rumble channel. So guys, if you're not sure of our Rumble channel, I'll put that in the description. Okay, so come back and watch it after, and I'll update the description. But just look for Under the Rug on Rumble and you will find us. But I think I lost my point. If you're just watching us for the first time, you just sort of stumbled across us and you're thinking, well, what are these two on about? I believe personally, and again, guys, everything we share here is our opinion. We've researched a lot of what we talk about. In fact, we've researched everything we talk about, but we certainly encourage you to go and research it yourself and find out for yourself, because There's nothing like researching something for yourself and satisfying your own answers, or your own questions rather. But I can tell you, the last 2 years, I certainly believe the last 3 years have been the biggest hoax purveyed on the human race in history. Now, people will go, oh, but that's bullshit, Andrew. There's virus and da-da-da-da-da. There may be a virus. It's just the flu, in my opinion. It's just the flu. The PCR tests have been proven to be fraudulent. They don't work. They don't even have enough of they amplify it so many times. I think the research I did in 2000 showed me that it's never ever been isolated because of the amplification that they put on the cells that they found. Apparently they needed to find. Oh, apparently I'm not on Do Not Disturb. They needed to find. They needed to pair 30 to 40,000 pairs, and they only had 3 to 5 or something like that. It was ridiculously low. So the whole thing has been perpetuated on us this last 3 years, and not for no reason. The reason was to fully enslave mankind. That's my belief. That's my thoughts on the matter, and that's based on the research that I've done. So if you're coming across this for the first time, what we're getting about, and we're talking about the truth coming out, the truth is now coming out. It's undeniable. The evidence is mounting and will continue to mount. And you will see people who have been in power, in absolute power, get taken down and be held accountable for their crimes against humanity, because that's what it's been. It's been a genocidal crime against humanity. Simple.
So just to bring that into perspective, and that process is already happening. It's just not in the mainstream media, and I don't think we will see it there for a while yet.
No, but eventually we will.
Well, so if you just think about Trump when he was in office, that they had a lot of extension and money put into building and extending Gitmo.
Guantanamo Bay.
And of course, but if you think about that, so when the part of Biden was he's going to shut that down. Well, Biden's been in that role now for over 2 years, and Gitmo's firing away on all cylinders, growing, and so there's a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scenes that we're not aware of. Hopefully we'll get, I don't know if we want to see, but learning what's going on there and the crimes that are being committed. I mean, that's just one area, but there's lots of stuff going on all the way around the world on so many different levels. So, but we want to be bigger than that as human beings, as humans. And we want to not continuously take ourselves down in that negative environment, because it's not healthy for us. As much as we want to learn and understand the knowledge that's out there, we want to be able to move you forwards into next year, into a year without any fear. But into a year where you're going to be excited and to start living the life of your dreams. But there's going to be a lot of work that needs to go in before that. There's still going to be a lot of stuff come down the pipeline that's going to seem really, really scary. And so, as we connect with everybody here and create a tribe, but we want to create a tribe of future leaders that can sort of stand up into the new communities that we're going to build and help all those people that don't know what's going on, and they're in the different phases of the awakening stages. So that's, as we move forwards, that's what we want to do, is create that group to help nurture, guide, and people grow. And starting 2023, I mean, it doesn't have to wait. You don't have to wait till 2023. You can start that
right
journey now.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
And that's what excites me, to finally have a purpose. Here I am. I'm 60 in March, and I've got this far in my life. Just a young fella, yeah. Well, I mean, I feel young, you're only as old as you feel, but it's like now. I've always known there was always something bigger for me in life, And I think anybody here that's watching this, and if you have a real look and think about yourselves internally, that there's something more for you than what you currently got. There's something bigger. There's something bigger afoot. And that's
Bigfoot.
where, yeah, well, yeah, does he exist or doesn't he?
I've got a friend who thinks he does. I've got a friend who's probably going to make a movie about it, and it's going to be epic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like, so we decided that rather than sitting there watching this bloody movie every day in, day out, and sort of getting feared, getting scared every day watching this bloody movie, then let's start making our own movie. Let's be the hero in our own movies.
Absolutely, and look,
everybody.
That's something you should aspire to do anyway, is be the hero in your own movie. Just most people have been shut down throughout their life. The people that are truly successful, and I don't necessarily mean those who have unlimited monetary wealth or means, right? They're not necessarily truly successful, because there's a lot of truly wealthy people that are fucking miserable. So that's not success. That's not success. I love the way John Lennon said it. His mother said, the key to life is happiness. That was when he was 5 years old. The key to life is happiness. And his teachers asked him when he went to school, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he said, I want to be happy. And they said, you don't understand the question. He said, no, you don't understand life. And that's it. That's the key, right, is happiness. So it's something you can choose at any time. It doesn't depend on your bank balance. It doesn't depend on your job. It depends on your state of mind. So to fulfill what Neil's talking about being a leader, moving forward into the future, because God knows it's going to need it. The world's going to need it. We're going to need leaders who can think for themselves, not follow a doctrine, right? Who can think for themselves. That starts now. It starts with you. It starts with trusting yourself and your decisions. I was with a company for a few years that couldn't make a decision. And ultimately, it cost them everything, realistically. They can't... Indecision is... It's like the Grim Reaper. It's death. If you can't make a decision, you're going to go backwards. Arnold Schwarzenegger said it perfectly. He said, make a decision. It doesn't matter if it's the right one or the wrong one, because not making a decision is the wrong one. So make a decision. If it's wrong, you'll work it out and something else will change and you'll do something about it. That's great. But it starts with trusting yourself first. And that's what it's going to take moving forward. Independent, free thinkers who are able to formulate our ideas, work with other people, and bring to fruition the new infrastructure that we're going to need. And there's going to be a lot of it.
But if you think about the word, making a decision, part of our indoctrination is the fear of failure.
Mm-hmm.
And, people don't want to make that decision because they're scared of failing, and what everybody will think of that. Well, you have to change that word, or just get the word failure out of your vocabulary. Just get it out of your mind. Just throw it out. Write it down on a piece of paper and burn that fucking word. But yeah, just burn it. But it's like, what you want to do is every thought, everything that you do is a lesson. It's a lesson. And what that decision, whether it works out to be prosperous or whatever you want, whatever that is based around the reason why you've come to have to make a decision or want to make a decision, it's a lesson and it's a step forwards in your journey. Why are you here in the first place? You're here to learn, and you can still be learning at 99, at 101, at 120 years of age. So if you think about, well, when I'm just pulling out our age criteria, it's like, you're indoctrinated to think that you can only live till 85 years. The average woman lives to 85. The average man lives to 80 or just over their 80s. It's like, who made that idea up? Where did that come from? Like, you yourself decide when you've had enough here.
Yeah,
I've read information. I've read, stuff where you can live till, 200 or 300 years of age. But how the hell do you do that? I mean, if you look at our society today, they have poisoned it on every level possible to make sure that you die at 85. But it's like, there are pockets around the world where people continuously live to over 100, and they're happy and healthy people.
And
Go
functional.
And find out,
functional.
Yeah. I think they're called blue areas.
I remember when we first started doing when we first started traveling together, Neil, and delivering trainings, and I used
Yeah,
to say, I'm here till at least 120, and I'll reevaluate then because
yeah.
that's the language I use with myself. That's how I speak. Then that's probably what my body's going to listen to. So that's true for me. I ain't going to live till I'm 120, and then I'll reevaluate. I might want to hang around longer. I might say, no, I've had enough. I'm popping out.
Mm,
But that language actually means something. It creates something within your body.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, our body is an awesome piece of
It's a
art.
supercomputer. Oh no, that's our brain.
So you cut out then. I thought you said stupid.
No, supercomputer. You're not
Well, it's
stupid.
a dumbed down one. We know that much.
It's like, you know what they say about the brain, eh? It works perfectly from the time we're born until the time we fall in love.
No, but that's when that's when the other brain kicks in.
What, the heart?
Oh,
Sorry.
oh.
Kia ora, everyone that is just joining us. Good to see you all here. Looks like we got callers from Vietnam here as well. Welcome, Vietnam.
Oh, wow.
Awesome to see everybody.
That,
And
that
look,
just goes to show that.
go, carry on. This delay's a bit of a... I'm not doing it on Facebook again. It sucks. Facebook sucks.
You know, I know it's like we've gone back bloody 30 years on dial-up, and you know how you used to ring internationally, and it's like you'd have to wait for 5 minutes to get the sentence out. Then you'd be chopping out. That's what today's call feels like.
I so wish I had the modem sound and I'd play it.
Yeah. Oh dear, we got Canada in the house there too.
I see that,
Just,
Corolla. Welcome.
but yeah, you know, to come and see us live and is just I'm really looking
Let's see
forward to
us.
that.
Join us.
Yeah,
Join
well,
us in creating a movement. And it's not a movement about any one thing in particular or any one organization or one company. It's a movement for you. It's a movement so you can make your passion projects a reality. So you're not reliant on anyone else. Because self-reliance is really, it's the new black. Self-reliance is the new black. Yeah, I said it. Quote me. Oh, Neil's frozen good and proper right there. Good smile on his face, though.
It's my frozen in time. My smile is frozen in time. There you go. That's what I was looking to get out.
It's beautiful. I like the way you put it.
We are in some of the most, you know, I guess we've sort of touched on a bit of stuff here today, but we are in the most exciting times in history.
Oh, we are 100%. Because it's the time where the history will not be rewritten. It will be revealed for the lie that it is, and the truth will prevail. We'll find out the truth about Tateria. We'll find out the truth about the ice wall if there is one. We'll find out the truth about the firmament. Now, there'll be a few people on the call that know what I'm talking about. There'll be plenty that don't, and that's okay. It doesn't matter. It'll come out. We'll find out the truth about the evil that we've supported for so many years thinking it was good. Isn't that interesting? It was during our workshop, guys, for those who don't know, Neil and I run a workshop on Tuesday. It was 5 hours long. It was about setting yourself up for the best 23 you could possibly have and beyond, and talking a lot more in depth about the mindset, the psychology of what we're talking about here, about being the leaders moving forward to create that new world, that better world. And Neil shared the, I can't even think of the doctor's name, or I can think it's in my mind's eye, but I wouldn't be able to say it accurately. But a Japanese doctor, Moto Marasura or something like that. He did a water experiment years ago. But he also, it was the rice, wasn't it? Or was it just water that he labelled with Hitler's name?
I don't think it matters it was either the rice and the water, but it was certainly probably the water in the example.
So, and what we said at the workshop, guys, that's just a name, right? It's a name. Mm. So this talks to the collective consciousness that goes on around that is a factual thing around the world. Whether you believe it or not, it's irrelevant. It is true. It's universal law, right? So it's a name. A name is totally innate. It doesn't matter. It has no meaning to it until the meaning you give it, right? But that name, and I won't mention it again because that's the sort of shit that gets us censored and shut down. But that ridiculous, I know, because it's just a fucking name. That name was put on the jar, and the riceman died and went black and went bad and went moldy really, really quick. Yet the name of Mother Teresa was put on a jar, and it was beautiful crystallization and da-da-da-da-da. So that shows you that it's actually, it's consciousness connected. And the reason I say that is because the hate that is associated with that first name is why that rice went black. Because everybody listening to his history, has been told that he was an incredibly evil man. Now, I don't know. I wasn't there. I've only got what the history books tell us. And for all I know, they're absolutely fraudulent. I don't know yet. They might be. They might not be. They might turn out to be the gospel. Who knows? Yet, in comparison, the second name I mentioned, Mother Teresa, everyone knows her as the saint that she was, and she should have been anointed as a saint. And actually, I don't know if she was. She might have been, because she did so much great work for children, and yada yada yada. Yet, lots of stuff starting to come out now. And even if you Google searched years ago, you would have found millions of pages about the Mother Teresa scam. But coming out that maybe she wasn't so as good as people thought she was. Maybe she was actually the head of a baby smuggling ring that fed the cabal. I don't mean fed literally as in eating, although that could possibly happen. I mean fed as in supplied. So, but the collective consciousness around the world is, oh, she was amazing. So put her name on the jar, and all of a sudden everything looked amazing. You know, it was beautiful, the shapes, and it flourished, and yada yada yada. So that talks directly to that connected consciousness, not just the collective, the connected consciousness.
On that, I'm pretty sure I've seen a picture where there's this guy, Dr. Fauci, I think, looks so familiar to Mother Teresa.
Yeah, like he could be his son.
I know, and it's like there's another person springs to mind, and the other name that you were referencing, and I think is Angela Merkel.
That's his daughter.
You know, is another. Yeah, I was just saying something without saying something.
Oh, well, I'm going to say it. I've never been subtle, let's be honest. About as subtle as a sledgehammer.
No. But I'm actually seeing the lies. I mean, it's like the reason why, and Andrew just says it's just a name, is because, well, here's the thing. We know that if there's any type of conflict or any conversation that goes on, there's two sides to every story. There's always two sides. And generally in war... There's three. Yeah. But generally the victor is the one that gets to tell the story. And they make up their own story and how they want how they want the people receiving the victor's story to be. And so, you know, and of course, I think there have been a lot of people.
History's written by the victors, and we've heard that 1,000 times, and that's correct.
But that's not necessarily the truth.
No, that's right. And I say three because, you know, there's their side, there's the other side, and there's probably somewhere in the middle. Because, guys, don't think for a second that his story is totally fiction. There's got to be elements of truth within it for it to be believable. That's the nature of misdirection. There's got to be elements of truth in there for it to be believable. Elements. I mean, if we look back to what we were talking about before, yeah, there were over 1 million people died in that region during that time. But, and I'm speaking in code now deliberately, there were over 1 million people, not 6 million, but there were over 1 million people died, I won't say killed, they died in that region at that time. But it wasn't anything to do with any showers or chambers or anything like that. It was to do with the fact that they all freaking contracted syphilis. That's it. They all died from syphilis. Do the research. It's there. It's there for you to be seen. For it to be seen.
And there's simple science technology that could deal with that in probably about 48 hours.
Yeah.
Boy, we've got around.
We're almost at an hour and we haven't even started yet.
Everywhere today.
Here's the thing. Here's something I want you to consider. And guys, when I say this, I'm talking about a specific subset, not pure blood. Okay, a specific subset, not pure blood. But let's look at all of the things that's happened throughout history. Who always seems to be the victim in it? That's all I'm going to say about that. Like, because that should be enough. If you're not picking up on what I'm talking about, then you need to do a lot more research. So this was meant to be a Christmas special. So hey, Merry Christmas, everybody! Happy holidays! Oh yeah!
Is that the 25th or the 7th? Which is the correct date we're meant to be celebrating?
Well, yeah.
That's another story in itself, isn't it? That's another rabbit hole.
That's another hour. What are you talking about? Let's not go down that one yet. Then we might start the year with that one, because it might be about the time. So I've got in my calendar that it's the 12th we come back, but we may be back earlier than that. You know, if something happens and we need to get the word out, guys, we're going to get the word out. We also got a Telegram channel called Under the Rug if you want to go and find us there too. I should put. See, Facebook sucks in that respect.
If we can put the links in.
Yeah. I can put. Actually, I can put the links in the chat now. Where am I?
Can you put the Rumble links in? Because we could probably put all our links in there a little bit more comfortably.
Yep. Hold on. Copy. No, where am I? There it is. Copied.
But yeah, we're next year. We have big plans next year for
That's
everybody.
The Rumble link. Sorry, it's the Telegram link.
That's how.
Yeah, see, at least you can see it on the other one. Oh, I'm not even signed in, apparently. Right-row. While I'm finding Rumble, you carry on. I'll be back in a second.
What I'd like to do is get a little bit of interaction in the comments, and just the fact that you are excited for what 2020 or what 2020 is the start of creating the new golden age for us, for each and every one of us as individuals, and then for our families, and then for our communities as we go further and further into the year. And even though it may appear to get a little bit scarier over the year, we still need to make sure that everybody is on point and moving towards in the right direction. So that's what 2023 is going to be all about, and we want to take as many people through that and come out on the other side smelling of roses.
100%.
Yes, Corolla.
Yeah, that number's popped up a few times.
17 is a great number.
Yeah, but 17's jumped up a few times, which is awesome. If you guys don't understand the significance of 17, go count the letters in the alphabet. Yes, we're those people, and that's okay, because that's proven. That's been proven more and more to be legitimate. So it's only mainstream that's saying it's not, and the reason they're saying it's not is because they're shit scared that they're going to get, and they're going to be exposed. They will be exposed because this has gained so much momentum throughout the world that it can't be stopped. It can't be stopped. That they'll try. And they're going to bring some real evil shit to bear to try and stop it, but it can't be stopped.
I've seen a lot of media pictures with presenters, and when they zoom back off the facial and give the whole body shot, you can see a lot of them wearing these pretty little ankle bracelets. It's really quite interesting, and it'd be amazing at how many sort of top political people in different areas have been wearing these boots, like they've broken a foot or something like that. So it's really interesting on some of the items people have been wearing I've seen wearing over the last 12 months. I wonder why that is. Occasionally you see with a little sort of red sort of flash on the on the bracelet. It's quite
Mo-
unique, really.
Moon boots and stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. The world's a funny place.
Yeah, well, look, the world is a stage and we but merely actors. And that is not a true, there's nothing truer said, not a truer statement said in the world is what we're witnessing right now. Because everything you see on TV, on the mainstream and the media is literally scripted. It's acting. Did you see that video yesterday? They were talking about Trump's erection at Trump's January 6th erection. He incited an erection, and like there was media outlet after media. I was like, if that doesn't tell you that that the narrative's starting to crumble. Because that shit was planted, clearly. Nothing will wake you up. But shit, it was funny. I was like, oh my God, I had to watch it 3 or 4 times. Yes, on January 6th, Trump incited an erection. Really? Did he? Oh, okay. Good to know. It's like, what the... sorry, I digress. 17, there's that number again.
I haven't seen the interaction. If you guys come into the chat and just put yes, hello, Tran.
Hey, Tran, how you doing?
She's lovely, all the way from Vietnam.
Absolutely. Hanoi.
But put in just give us some feedback on just how excited you are about 2023, the start of next year.
Yeah.
And you, if you're not excited, then you need to be. You know, there's something really that you're either watching the wrong channel, or you're living in fear of information that you're receiving, or your own internal thoughts are wrong. And they're not serving you. So, give us some feedback that you're actually excited about 23 and the journey that we're all going to be embarking on together. That's what we want, and that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to kick off.
Absolutely.
In the beginning. Well, we'll kick off live on here in January, but in February.
But not February, on here, on Rumble. On Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be continuing our podcasts. It'll get better and better and better because there's more and more juice coming out. That's just, there's so many good things, so many good things happening, Neil. Like there really is. And for anyone to say that there's not, is not truly paying attention, or they're paying attention to the wrong information. Yeah.
Well, where we want to take you all next year is to
on a journey beyond sight and sound. Sorry.
Yeah, if we just break down those sort of segments though initially though, and you'll probably be able to add to them and any, but it's like to ensure that you're on top of your health, because we're being bombarded with health. To ensure that you're on top of your financial situation, so that you've got the abundance coming in, so that you can live your life on your own terms, so that you're on top of your spiritual journey, because that's hugely important as well. You could probably throw in some other things that you need to be on top of. Our goal is to help you be on top of those and to be the person that you need to be for yourself and for your family and for your friends and your communities. That's what we want for each and every one of you. And we're going to take you through by the hand next year and do this together, because the reason why you're on here today is because we are connected. Something drew you to our platform, and it's no coincidence that you're here. You're meant to be here listening to and getting excited about what's it all about. Be excited about your new future,
100%.
Our new future. Yeah, 100%. Cool. They're starting to come through now.
Yep. I see Reggie J there. I finally got to have the chat. What, did you not have the chat before? Maybe you could, I don't know. Where were you? I knew you were outside. Man, I'm going to chuck that up.
I saw an awesome yeah.
Sorry,
I'm thankful and grateful for the prosperity, wealth, health, and avalanches of abundance we are all attracting. Perfect.
Absolutely. 100%.
just
And you know what?
imagine, just imagine,
Go.
if, just imagine if you took that what you just wrote and put it on a T-shirt or a shirt, and everywhere you walked, because human nature wants to read what's in front of them, and people read that, you could change one person's life simply by allowing other people to read that. Not everybody's on Facebook or social media, but everybody gets out and about, and it's like, you imagine if they read something off your shirt, boof. You never know what troubles people are going through as they're walking around you. There's the suicides on this planet at the moment are through the roof because
Well,
of
and
all the crap
not
that's
just
going
that
on.
either.
So to have something positive,
It's not just the suicides. It's the depression that it's caused. It's the not even just the depression. It's the violence that all this shit's caused in families that were already at the verge of breakdown. I just heard a stat this morning that's just absolutely disgusting. That in the last 3 weeks or something like that, there's been 11 domestic violence deaths here in Australia. Like, and if you don't say they're not related, you're not fucking paying attention. They are 100% related to what has happened over the last 3 years. The mental and emotional turmoil that people have been put through because of this freaking hoax somebody needs to be held to account. I'm banging my table because it pisses me off. People need to be held to account. They need to be. I can't even say what needs to happen to them because I know for a fact that will get shut down. Yeah, that's it. They need to take a long drop from a short string publicly for everyone to see, so it doesn't fucking happen again.
That's going to happen.
Yeah, tribunals meant to be going by summer. They're already going now, but we're going to see a lot of them by summer, so that'll be nice. Not nice. It won't be pleasant to watch, but at least you know the evil's being eradicated. Yeah.
Well,
so on
Andrew,
that note,
like we're over the hour. We need to finish on a positive note.
Well, hold on. If we wait 2 minutes, we will. Now look.
Yeah, that's right. We're nearly there.
Yeah,
we only
guys.
got one more.
On the positive note, look. You can make the best out of anything. It's all about the way in which you speak to yourself about it. So if you want to have a good time, if you want to be feeling good, then start talking to yourself in a positive way. Start looking at things. Start finding the silver linings in whatever is going on. And the silver lining in all the evil that we're seeing is that it's starting to come to a fucking end, and we're going to be totally free of tyranny from the end of it. I don't buy into this. CBDCs are going, which is central bank digital currencies. That's going to be the social credit system. I don't buy into any of that shit. I really don't, because that doesn't support me. Yes, they could be used in that way, but I don't think they're going to be at all. Maybe I'm naive. I don't give a shit, but that's what my focus is, because that's a positive one. So we can make a silver lining out of anything, and you know what? We can finish this year on an absolute freaking high. That's what we went through. 12:34. What are you grateful for, boys and girls?
4. I love you, and I love more.
Love you too, man. And I appreciate each and every one of you being here. I'm grateful for the fact that we have the ability to do this, have the ability to share the knowledge that we've gained over the last, I don't know how many years. I've certainly had a connection for a long time. I remember telling my mother something when I was 3 years old, and she told me I was daft, but I know for a fact that it was true. So a long time I've had that connection, but I'm grateful to be here to be able to share that with you guys and to assist you, maybe to assist to wake you up. I don't know. Maybe just to reassure you that the thoughts you're having are the right ones, that you're on the right track. And that's enough for me. So I'm grateful for that. Thank you. And Neil, thank you, bro. I'm grateful for you.
Look, when our little alarm bell went off, there was 17 on the call at that time. It's
Perfect.
Just like, it's not another signal. I love what Julie's written there. She said, this will go down in history as one of the biggest shit shows ever. Yep. Congratulations to everyone. Oh, there you go. Something that saw it through.
Yeah. And also, Corolla's put this up there. Military tribunals are happening already. Yep, we know. but everyone will know by the summer of 2023. And when I say the summer, it'll be the southern hemisphere's winter. So yeah, it's coming.
It's like this whole thing that we're going through is a massive universal or galactic change.
Shift.
We've been in a system. For probably over 25,000 years. So how many times we've actually experienced life here in this time remains to be seen. I guess it depends on how many lessons you've learned, or whether you've learned enough of the right lessons along the way to get there. But we're moving to a point in this realm, the space, whatever you want to call it, think of it, that is about to shift, and the darkness is about to be lifted, like beyond your wildest dreams.
100%.
You know that we're probably less than 10% of our brain's capacity.
You haven't got to that point in that book yet, have you?
No, well, I will do by the time we next get together, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, but Jim talks about the fact that that's not quite accurate. But that's okay. I understand what you say. I understand what you're saying with that, and most people will too.
But the other thing too, I was just going to get onto is that when our 12 DNA strands aren't connected and functioning properly either, and so when we actually we're moving through into a time and a space where we will have access to all of our intelligence, our intelligent ability. We'll have access to all our 12 strands of DNA.
Yep.
And then the types of things that we'll be able to achieve, to create, will be beyond people's wildest dreams. And this is the first step in us all creating together the new golden age that's going to create legends, legacies, abundance, travel, time travel, you name it. Whatever you
Levitation.
Can possibly think of. Yep. I mean, I think that there's people that have already demonstrated that, and could possibly still do it today because they've done the work to get access to those parts that we've been have been held back on us. So
yeah, absolutely. And guys, that whole thing, levitation, and everything that Neil's talking about, all comes down to one thing: vibration, resonance.
Yeah.
And here's something to remember. This is what I'll finish up with, because we're definitely well past the bottom of the hour. This is what I'll finish up with, and then I'll pass it back to you, Neil, to close us out. And that is, remember this: each and every one of you chose this specific time to be here. Whether you understand, believe that or not is irrelevant. Your soul chose the parents that you came in with, chose the time that you would come in, and chose the day, all of it. You chose to be here at this point in time. At this point in time in your life, the age that you are, with the knowledge that you have, to be able to carry forth into the new world. There's no mistake that you are here. There are no mistakes in the universe. No mistakes. You are the universe is within you, and that's why you all have this connected power to source when you want to activate it. And that requires to do a little bit of internal work to do so. But I promise you, it's there, and it's friggin' worth it. I mean, I'm only just scratching the surface of that. And I've been playing at it for 15 years, that part of it. Okay, 7 years, that part of it. But trust me, that connection is there, and you chose to be here at this point in time. So it's time you realize that and start to put that into power, into action, so that in 23, people are looking to you going, what's next? And you say, this. It's all you guys, all you, 100%.
Wow. Just listening to that, I'm excited. I'm excited that we can get you all together in one room and then embark on this journey together. And we all ensure we've all got each other's backs. We all know the right information that we need to know. I'm so excited about that. So it's why I'm excited about what 2023 is going to be all about, because wow, we're not going to be sitting here watching a bloody movie. We're going to be creating our own movies. We'll create our own movie together. We'll create our own individual movies. And wow, look, on that note, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Have a blessed, wonderful year. Take your family members, hug them for 20 seconds.
Yep.
There's so
It's
much
important.
energy that is transferred. The hug is really important.
By the way,
But
that's
yeah,
one of the
love you
reasons
all.
why they didn't want anyone touching each other, why they wanted that social distance for the last 3 years. That's one of the reasons. So look into that. Love you guys.
Yeah.
Love you, Neil.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Yeah,
being
love you
here.
too, man.
Merry
Yeah,
Christmas.
awesome.
We'll see you in the new year. Have a freaking party. It's going to be a big one.
Namaste.